Hello everybody, I'm Rusty. I want to welcome you to Island Breeze Tropicals. So today we are going to go on Bromeliad Pest Control, and I am going to show you a pest that sometimes can get out of hand, and that's called mites. So you know what? The sun is shining, the island breeze is blowing. It's time that you and I got growing. Come on, let's have some fun. And why don't we take a look at our bromeliads and ask, what does a mite infestation look like? So if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. It's great to have you with us. If you like what you see, could you do me a favor and hit that like button down there? And why don't you become a member of our Bromeliad family and become a subscriber? Thanks a lot. Now let's get to today's video. So today we're going to be taking a look at a bromeliad pest. And not all of you will have ever seen this or may not, but if you grow your bromeliads in pots especially, and if they're grown close together, then there's always going to be a possibility that you can have a mite infestation on your bromeliads. So I'm going to show you what a mite infestation looks like. Now, in general, if you grow your bromeliads outside, you're not going to have that much of a problem. Growing our plants outside and not in cultivation, as in pots in our collection, really does help nature take care of most infestations that we are going to have in our bromeliads. But it's when we grow our bromeliads very close together that we can start seeing some insect or mite infestations. So I did say insect infestations, but mites are not insects. Mites are arachnids. Spiders are arachnids, and as such, they have a different lifestyle and sometimes can be a little chore to get under management, but it's not terrible. So the first thing we're going to do is I want to show you what a mite infestation looks like, and I think you'll be surprised that you may have seen this before and just overlooked it. So why don't we take a look? So why don't we take a close-up, and I want to show you what mite damage looks like. This is a Neoregelia martin, and if you take a look right in here, see right there? I'm going to see if I can get in closer, although the camera sometimes has a tendency not to want to focus even with a macro lens. There you go. Let's see if we can see it a little bit better there. And so if you take a look, you can see where there's discoloration on the leaf in here. And what that is from is mite feeding. And what they do is they take carbohydrate out of the leaf, and you can see the green part right here. But take a look, that's not glare. That is where the mites have fed. Let me see if I can turn it around a little bit, get some better light on there. There we go. And you can see that there was that discoloration is where carbohydrate has been taken out of the leaf. That is a mite infestation. And so you look down here, same thing. This is a little easier to see. And you can see where in this area right in here, they have been feeding. And look, even over here, take a look, the same thing. So now this plant does not have a mite infestation now. I did treat it. I'm going to show you how to do that. It's really, really simple. Here's the problem though. Let me move the camera back a little bit. And take a look, guys. Where is the mite damage? Well, it's not on the upper surface of the leaves, is it? It's down here. It's on the underside of the leaves. Well, guess where we don't look most of the time? Most of the time, we do not have our plants at eye level. We're looking down at them. And so your infestation is going to be in this area. And so that presents a bit of a problem, doesn't it? Because we don't know that it's there until sometimes it's way too late. And you can still see, even at this vantage point. Look at the feeding damage there and in here, and you can almost make it out on the lower surface. So we have to inspect our bromeliads from time to time, and we should. If we're growing our bromeliads very close together, we need to pick them up and take a look at all of the surfaces, not just the top surface. Now, we have a video. It's called SIIT, and basically that's my acronym for survey, inspect, identify, and treat. Basically, it's an integrated pest management type of thing. But what we need to do is we need to take a look, and if we see something like this, then we are going to have to step in and do something. And in this case, it's not all that difficult. Okay, guys, so this is a close-up of a leaf off of the same plant, and I want to show you the stippling, and that's right in here. See right there? Now I'm hoping that the light is diffuse enough that it can show right here. Take a look. There is unaffected part of the leaf right down in here, unaffected. But take a look, and this pastel area, I can't really get a good close-up of this, but it's called stippling. And what that area is right in here is where mites have fed, and they have fed on the cytoplasm in the cells and the inside of the leaf, and they have literally sucked out all of that material from this part of the leaf. They stick a stylet, that's the mouth part, down into the mesophyll of the leaf and suck it out. So that's what you see when you see a mite infestation. Now here's another leaf. This one is a little bit more distinct. See this line right there? Well, that's where the infestation was. You can see right in there, there was a little bit more feeding. So this is what you look for. Okay, so I did mention that in general, not only mites that we're talking about here, but also insects are not going to be a problem out in your landscape as much as growing your bromeliads in cultivation, i.e. in pots for display. And here's why. Out in nature, you are going to have natural predation that will keep the numbers in check. It will not eradicate any insect or mite infestation in your plants, but it will keep it at a lower level. But take a look right here and look how close these plants are. These two bromeliads are really, really close. So mites are really, really small. You really can't see them without a lens, but remember that they are in the spider family, and they are arachnids, and they have silk too. And what they will do is when they have high populations, they will move from one plant to another, not by crawling, but by putting a spinnaker out and letting the air take them to another leaf on another plant. So they can go from this leaf right here all the way to this leaf simply in a little bit of a breeze. So when you do get an infestation like you have right here in this neo, you need to look at all of the plants around it too. So inspect all of the plants that are in close proximity to the one that you found the infestation in. So what are you going to do when that happens? Well, why don't we take another look, and I'm going to explain that. So, okay, let's say that we have an infestation in one of our bromeliads. Now, the first thing that we're going to need is going to be a jeweler's loupe or a handheld magnifier. They're fairly inexpensive. There's something that you should use with your bromeliads if you're doing a pest patrol to find out if you've got any problems. Really, they're so inexpensive, and you should have one really at hand all the time. I do, and it works. But let's say you do get a mite infestation. What are you going to do about it? Well, the first thing is, if you've been a fan of the channel, I don't recommend any pesticides for numerous reasons, even though I have used them in the past, but you don't have to. And here's how to control a mite infestation. Now, we did a video on what to do if you have scale in your bromeliads, and you do the same thing. You use a Q-tip and some rubbing alcohol, and you dip the Q-tip in the rubbing alcohol, and then you only spot treat. In other words, if there are mites right here on the leaf, you only do this. Do not wash the entire leaf down with alcohol. That will dissolve the waxy cuticle that's on the leaf and lead to problems. Now, one thing you have to know about mites is that they procreate constantly. They lay eggs at a pretty regular rate. Well, no matter what you do, if you don't get all of the eggs, they are going to hatch. So this is something that you're going to have a concerted effort to do. Now look, it's not going to be months and months and months, but if your temperature is higher, then the gestation period of the eggs lowers. So let's say it's 60 degrees where you are. You're not going to see another mite infestation for maybe 2 weeks. But if it gets up to 88 or 90, it's going to be within 5 to 7 days. So just set your calendar and then take a look. Always inspect first before you do anything, whether it's a pesticide or a miticide or a Q-tip. So, okay, guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed learning about what a mite infestation looks like and how to treat it in your bromeliads. Now, always remember, safety first if you're going to be using any pesticides, but in general, you're not going to have to. And as long as you inspect your bromeliads, my guess is that your collection is going to stay very, very clean. So, no matter where you are, I hope your sun is shining. I hope you have an island breeze blowing. I know that you and I need to keep growing and have lots of fun. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.